So on Tuesday, we found out a lot of information about the new installments of Pokemon Sun and Moon, or Generation 7. We found out the release date, which is going to be November 18th. We found out the new region we're going to be playing on, which is Alola. We got to see a sneak peek of the graphics and the new look of the game, which looks a lot more closer to Colosseum than ever before. We also got to find out our starters, which is going to be Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio. And we also get to see a sneak peek of the legendaries, which look amazing. So I'm making this video to talk about what they showed in the big reveal and what I think about it. I'm going to talk about starters and the legendaries and kind of like my hopes for these two installments. Starting off with the starters, I think Rowlet is like pretty amazing, just like everybody does. Like he's a cute little bird all around. He's got that little like leaf bow tie. Like he is on point. But I just gotta say that I think it's ridiculous the amount of hype that this Pokemon's getting. Like, it's been like 2 days, and I scroll down through like Tumblr, through my Facebook, meme after meme after meme after meme about this goddamn bird. Like, we've had owls before, guys. Okay, let's tone it down a little bit. Let's be excited, but not to this caliber. And let's like wait and see what his two evolutions and possible Mega Evolution have to offer. Like, I think he's cute, but the hype is a little bit too much for me. Next up is Litten, which is just the cutest little kitten Pokemon. Like, I think this is probably the best cat Pokemon I think they've actually done to date. I think the reason I really like it is because it looks real sassy. It could be like this generation's Snivy out of the starters, which I just think the fact that they keep saying he's like the grumpy cat is like so accurate. And I don't know, I think he's a lot different than any of the other fire starters we had, and I think also he's just gonna be really good. Like, a lot of people are like saying that he might become a dark type, which I mean I could agree with just because color palette wise, but I hope they do something a little bit more different with him, maybe like a ghost background or something. I also really like the last generation, the fire psychic, so I just think they should do something a little bit more original than this fire dark. And then there's Poplio, the most underrated and like disapproved of for some reason. He is just so adorable. I don't know what everybody's problem is. Like, I'm a little like I don't know. I'm a little biased, I guess, because my favorite like animal is like a seal and like a walrus. Like my fave's right there. So I mean, the fact that he's a sea lion is really really right there. But I think he's really cute, and I think he has a little bit more joy to him. And that's what is really interesting to me because I feel like Rowlet this is the one that's lacking personality as far as his like what we've been shown. And I think he's getting the most praise when Litten has that sass and Poplio has the goofiness. And I think that's just something that to me it's like Rowlet's like adorable, but come on, who has the personality? So that's kind of what I think about the three starters. As a whole, I think it's really one of the best batches of starters we've had ever. I actually really like all three. I don't think any of the other generations has ever offered three that I like so much. So I mean, I think that's just great. But off of that, onto the legendaries. I'm really interested in the Moon legendary for the two games. I just really am interested in the bat aspect. I really like Golbat, so I think just his look is really cool. As far as the Sun legendary, I as far as Pokemon, I think they're just burned out on dog type Pokemon. Some people saying, "Oh well, he's a lion, whatever." I don't care. He's a fucking dog, just like Entei, just like Suicune, just like Raikou, just like all the other ones we've had so far in the last three generations. Like I can't even remember their names. There's just too many. I think they need to cut this out and then do a little bit more originality as far as the legendaries. Like, I mean, sure, like the last few generations they've had to recycle. Like talk about like Rowlet, for example. He's an owl, and we've had owls, or like for like the cat, like the season for Kit Litten. We've had cats before. We've had Delicat, and we had Hergly. Like, come on. Like, I just think there should be more variety in the legendaries. For this generation, I have high hopes. I feel like I had the same high hopes on X and Y, and I was really disappointed because the game was so short. But I really think they could do a lot with it. I think they need to bring back some of the old things that I liked in other games, like Secret Bases and Gen 3 were amazing. Gen 4, I really liked the whole underground thing. It was basically like they're taking the Secret Bases. I also really like Gen 2, the fact that they actually had like two regions. the fact you can go to just both Johto and Kanto, I think that was just the best. Like that's literally why Gen 2 is probably my favorite to date. The fact that there's just so much playability to it. So that also goes into my hope that there's just I hope that it's a large region. From what we've seen, Alola looks like it's a pretty small little island, but as far as we know, it could be like an expansive islands, like the remix of Fire Red and Leaf Green, the CV Islands. Like if they did that with the Alola region, where it's just island after island after island, it would be really good because I think there's just so many water Pokemon for them to pull from that it's really going to enhance the experience. Because I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks to always be surfing and running into Pokemon after Pokemon after Pokemon after Pokemon when you just want to get somewhere. But I think that's kind of the great thing about the game is the battles. I also like off of that, I want the story to be long. I don't want it to just be like. I think if they did something different with the story, rather than okay, you're at level 60, go to the elite, go to the down Victory Road and go to Elite Four and become a Pokemon champion, and like maybe make it where you have to actually get to like a higher level and get to like level 90 before you get to go and do all that, which would make the Elite Four more challenging and actually make you have to work a little bit harder to get to that point. And after that point, I really have high hopes for the post game content. I think like the Battle Frontier was amazing in Pokemon Emerald, and I really think they should bring that back or do something similar with it. Also, like the CVI Islands, like I said before, just having all this extra stuff to explore after the game makes it amazing. Just like um, Crystal, Silver, and Gold, you could go and do all of Kanto after you did Johto. I think that just made the game so much better. And even though it was kind of like a recycled area and it was completely different because you had all the new Pokemon and it was a completely different game. And I mean, if they did that in this, they would have they'd basically have a whole new region because the graphics are going to be completely different. Also, bringing back um, other aspects from the games, I think that they've kind of forgotten about. I mean, if they could bring in things like from Pokemon Ranger or bring out something from Coliseum. Like they have so many great concepts in the spin-off games that don't actually follow the main storyline. That I mean, the main storyline is the one, but they have so many great concepts that they could implement into these games that I just would love to see implemented into a main storyline game. That's kind of my take on the whole Sun and Moon Gen 7, just from what we know right now. If you have any questions, comments, please put them down below. And if you like this, please like and subscribe.